Hope everyone's doing well on this Tuesday, or possibly Wednesday, depending on where you're at. Alright, let's get started. 3, 2, 1, go! Yang is our hero today. Oh, we got Iridia. Nice. And we got a darkness crystal. Nice. Not nice. We might have an issue. Anyway, we immediately go to the moon to see who the character is. Well, when it's just me, I can just set my pace. It is possible we have to struggle on the moon. That would obviously be very bad. Hello, Seiko! Ooh, you never want an opening darkness crystal. I mean, maybe you do sometimes, but I got a bad feeling about this. I'll also raid the treasures that are up here. Oh, we got Edge. Okay, that's a good support character. Ah. Why is this such a struggle? Yeah, there we go. Alright, we will not be able to scout the boss that's in here because behemoths are on. We're just gonna hopefully find some some items to give us some nice support early on. We did not. We, in fact, did not. Well, if we get an early Cecil, then maybe that black sword will come in handy. Otherwise, we'll just end up selling it. Okay, a full moon, that's good. Oh, we got the Castlevania pack. Alright, so we need money for back row glitch edge. Alright. Hourglass ones, I mean, we can use those on the moon if we need to. How's it going, everyone? Nice, a freebie. Alright, we gotta come back here. Give me all the money game. If I felt so inclined, I could scout the treasures in the giant. I don't feel so inclined. Thunderclaw is good for Yang. Hey, TJ. Oh, hi, Root. Oh, it's going good. Ugh. Excuse me. I am the tired. I wish I would have gotten more sleep. But it is what it is. Alright, let's launch the hovercraft for now. You're gonna save up 200,000 points to make me die a lot? That sounds like a Mario Maker thing. Oh. Echoes? Okay, well, I'm not gonna die a lot. Echoes I know how to play. It's Echoes, though. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna try and play a Dark Worship on one E-Tank, no safety items. Because that would be... no. But it's Echoes. Alright, obligatory free summon. I guess that's fine. You need to make more rooms? I do too. I made 3 last night. 2 of them were inspired by Fusion. 1 I want to tweak. Hot damn. Alright, you can get a Thunderclaw. I don't know who I want to put the Adamant Armor on yet. And then the Turian room I made the other day needs a couple tweaks. Tella with Sparkle. I don't think I want to deal with that right now. We'll come back. There's a little bit of platforming that needs adjustment. Either that or I need to adjust my pathing. Let's do Antlion Cave. You need more boss rooms in what you pack? Same. I've got 2. I have 1 Spore Spawn, 2 Kraid, 2 Ridley. Third Thunderclaw, nice. The first of the boss rooms that I made are intentionally made to be bad and terrible rooms, and I will forever maintain that. Ah, sisters, nice. No, Rydia! Oh, it's fun, Ninja. Planets is good time. Hello, Nito. The package. Hey, that's a character. It is the best version of an asteroid. Oh, we're gonna lose access to our masses here pretty easily. Not lose them, but alright, let's do some selling. We can now sell the Black Sword. Crystal Helmet can go. The extra Thunderclaws we could probably get rid of. Still 20,000 short. Okay. Oh, there's Cecil. Wait a minute. That's not how it's supposed to be. Gordor and I think, are gonna end up remaking all of Fusion at this rate. Let's see here. I'm actually gonna do a visual count while the cutscene's playing. Let's see here. Collectively, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms? 5 Fusion rooms? You're making Lava Lake? Nice! Lava Lake, good room. You can't put a door in lava? Oh, that's unfortunate. Generator's like, no, you can't. I saw the two rooms route. There's Odin. Alright, Cecil's worth it. If we can get him a very good crystal sword. Oh, won't let you put lava tiles in front of the door? Oh, yeah. That's right. Sirens and cabins, okay. Buy some cabins. Come back for the sirens. Strength and black belt. Oh, we actually need both of those. Need money! Well, if custom areas are able to be a thing, and I suspect they will. I think they're planned. Don't quote me on that. Then it seems reasonable to assume that the gravity suit. Oh, another edge. And Bigen. No, don't quote me. Don't do it. Oh, D-Mist. Perfect. Yep. There is. One owl. That's two. Ow. That's three. Here, have the shuriken. It's one. Yeah, I would like water. I would also like more lava tiles that actually stack well with each other vertically. Because right now the lava tiles are, well, we all know they do not stack vertically visually. Just don't. Alright. Cecil, we're gonna move you in the back row. A non-cheesable Dragon. Oh, Bahamut and Sylph? Dang. I need money. Yeah, I would also like Space Pirates. There's just a few enemies I would like to see added as well. Space Pirates being one of them. They're kind of a staple of the series. They should probably be added. 8-bit versions of the Beam Pirates from Prime, for example. That'd be a nice addition. In palette only, though, because programming like beam requirements for those pirates would be kind of a pain, because beams stack naturally. In palette only, Gordor. Want bangs to be in planets? $45 damage as a mini? Wow, these guys really don't do much for damage. I think I'm using a cabin after this. Nice. Beam doors in Varia? I don't think I've ever actually played with the beam doors in the Varia Rando yet. Aw, heck. Oh, I should have had him use power. That's okay. He should be dead pretty close now. Go, Rydia! Oh, go. Oh, no. Oh, go, Pono. Do I have any items? Okay, I have that. Okay, I have a Stardust, yeah. Take it, Yang. Oh no, Pogo. I guess it depends on how Plasma's programmed. Hey, Magma Key, when you go underground? Oh, hey, Ashura. Kinda wish I had a charm cloak. worst comes worst, I'll use the Moon Veil. I keep timing her with the Cure Forehead. I have an idea. Your forehead sounds like a Twitch emote. Yeah, didn't they have to actually nerf Spacer in the 128 update because it was just one-shotting too many things with Ice Beam? This should kill her. Alright, let's go back to Mist Village and see what's on Rydia's mom. Do we have enough money? I don't think we pick up Tella. Alright, do I have a bow? No, I just have the arrows. Oh yeah, Mist Village. How much money do we have? Not enough. Need 30K, almost. It's a ROM hack of Zero Mission? Oh. Oh, the Baron Key. Alright. There's a boomerang. We can just use that in back row glitch edge real quick. Alright, edge has been back row glitched. We'll sell the Dragon Whip. Sorcerer Rope. Dang. Where's all... Wait, this is like a great, like, item everything seed. Glitchfire. Nope. Hey. Crocomire touches the lava, you die. Well, I know they added in Crocomire as a potential enemy in Zero Mission, but they cut him. I saw the, like the 1x1 fight room that had Croc in it. Oh, he's still on the code? The power shirt? Dang. This is like the everything is great shop seed. Light saber. Okay. Just a glitch. It's a glitch sprite, really? Oh. Alright, we got golden apples for sale. Hasn't he been voicing Sonic for like the last, like, 12, 13 years? So that's not really new. What were we doing? I know! Please give money so I can buy things. I'd open one of these boxes, but there could be a Monster Hunter box, and that would be death. What? Are you expecting me to know Resident Evil voice acting when I've never even played Resident Evil? Do it for RNG? This isn't fine. Avenger. Oh. Soma drop now? Okay. We need all the items. We need all the money. There's dolls. Come on, ROM.net. This site can't be reached. Is this indicative of my internet? Well, I'm not dropping frames. Discord hasn't dropped. Watch, now that I say that. Alright, you get the tiara. Here, we'll give you the poison axe for now. Yeah, the site's just not loading right now. I'm not sure why. Does Corridor have cats? do we do? What do we do? How much money do I have? Still not enough. We could probably sell the white shirt. That would get us enough for a Massa. White shirt's good, but we don't have a dedicated white mage. Get out of the way! Boots whip gone. White shirt gone. Sorry, white shirt. Whoa, that's weird. I reload the room and he still had it in the queue to be bumped. I didn't know that was a thing. I honestly did not know that was a thing. Alright, that's 2 masses. We get the other 2, and then Edge is suddenly fine. I'm not cheating, you're cheating. Let's go Dwarf Castle, I think. We have warp. Let's just see what the fight is real quick. We'll come back for the shops. Or I guess we're not going to go see what the fight is. Luca, get out of the way! Thank you. Bahamut? Okay, free fight. Free fight. Cecil! Should be almost dead. Hello! It sounds like the logic that Vacant is describing is exactly the scenario why 2 of my rooms don't generate. Oh, Dark Elf, nice. Oh, hi, Kane. Bye, Kane. Oh, we got a Shura. We have a partial white mage. We should be fine. Yeah, and I know exactly what you're talking about there. I mean, it's... I have ideas for rooms, but if the generator won't allow the pathing that I want, despite having the options for it, that makes things difficult. Like, what I have a landing site room that will never generate because one of the doors requires high jump or space jump to escape that particular door. And you don't need high jump or space jump to get to that door. I could probably swap two of the doors to have one of them always require high jump space jump, and then just change the other one to not need it, and that would probably let the room generate. Nice. Not worth. Come on, give me a crystal sword. Or, you know, half a forge is good too. I'm still not entirely certain... Oh, there's an Excalibur, nice. Like, I'm not entirely sold that there isn't a bug with space jump logic yet. I'm still partially believing that there is some kind of a bug with space jump. You have a few landing sites with a requirement to spawn all the time. I do have 2 landing site rooms that have a spaceship requirement for 1 door. They do spawn. They don't always work, but that could, I think that's just normal generator logic, just not placing a good room with those doors. One of them has a vertical door going up, which might be the reason why it likes to fail. Because there's still not enough vertical doors available. Sand ruby, nice. Although I think with your pack route that you did 2.0, and now you're up to the emergency hotfix pack. I think more vertical doors are starting to become present, so that will help. I know I've also got a whole bunch of vertical door rooms. Oh, crap. Alright, let's see who the Sparkle is. That's our 3rd Sparkle. Oh, nice. Oh. It's a bottom door? Ah. One of my landing sites has a bottom door vertical. It's also the one with the space jump that just loves to fail on the top door, even though it's not vertical. Alright, we need that. We need all kinds of money. And I don't want to have to come back down here. Oh, crap. I'm not even halfway there to affording that item. Alright, we're gonna come back. I knew I should have duped those masses one more time. Maybe I'll just get a freebie. Zeus Gauntlet. Alright, Cecil, we're gonna give that to you. We'll probably end up giving that to you. So you can do back row cover strats. Every biome requires at least 32 rooms. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Most of my actually, I don't even know how many rooms I have per biome. Criteria probably has the most with what I have going on. Oh, you don't have black magic anymore, or white magic anymore? All right. Yeah, same. I just started working on Turian rooms. I have one so far. And guess what? It's got a vertical door. And because of all the Turian rooms I have available, that room will never spawn. Oop. Your least favorite thing to do is green bubble? Oh, green bubble's fun, though. Okay. We have Baron Castle available. Let's go buy that crystal sword real quick. And actually, let's see if we can do Mom Bomb. With Cecil being back row cover strats. Oh, actually, this gives me an idea. Don't use a cabin. Heal up only Cecil. Stick him in the back row and let him go to town. Well, he's already in the back row, so I don't know what I'm talking about. We have the makings of a plan. It's not a great plan, but we have the makings of one. I think this will work. Alright, we don't have virus. That's fine. Yeah, backgrounds is probably the toughest thing to do. Like, when I was making the second two data room last night, I'm like, what the crap am I supposed to put for a background in this room? And then I just thought to myself, well, why not the piping? It can be electrical piping. Why not? Nice. Yep, and then just add in a little bit of different layering to give it give the room some depth. Nice, free power shirt. Let's stick that on Yang. Oh. Wait, you don't have a helmet, do you? No. Cecil, do you know exit? Yes, you do. Wyvern will come back for if we need him. I think we do Baron Castle now. Oh. Totally did not mean to go in here. Need to make more wreck ship rooms. I have one big wreck ship room, and the rest of them are one-by-one transition rooms, including 3 elevators. I've seen an elevator room spawn once. But more map scanner rooms. I think I'll put in a couple more landing sites. Yeah, wreck ship is pretty hard to do. They did add the tiles from Super for wreck ship, but that doesn't mean it's easy. Ooh, a sorcerer robe. Perfect. I don't have to buy one. Add Chorizo as a boss? Well, we know who this is not. Ice Spike. This is our 4th Sparkle. The D-Lunars. Okay. This is fine. Cecil's gonna one-shot the one. Oh, I can do that, Sego. I mean, I might even do that after this free Enterprise seed. Because I'll have time to kill before work. Hi, Rosa. For now, we'll say no. We might dump Rydia for Rosa, for White Mage purposes. Old man, and I don't know what that is. Looks like water. Oh, there's actually a room I wanted to show off, because I did make a room that's Criteria Brinstar last night, and I was experimenting with some foreground looks. The animated export that it gave was, oh my, it's actually seizure-inducing. That's why I did not share it. So I'm actually going to show the room in the editor instead of with an image. Like, the effects are fine, but the animated export cannot handle it. It absolutely cannot handle it. This might be possible. This is where having Blarg would have been nice, and I know I can afford it. We just need to make sure that Cecil never gets hit by weak. I didn't think Magic was that low here. Old man partners Jerome swings. Oh, that's what that was. That looked like water. I like the water splash. And Wall, we have not seen an Edward yet this seed. We've seen two Edges, Rosa, Cecil, Kane, and Tella. No Edward. Artemis Arrow's nice. Not worth it. Alright, so we are looking at Wyvern at Feymarch. All of the Moon. And Keyless Tower as checks right now. You know what? We have the Sand Ruby. Let's get that out of our inventory. Just to get the item out of our inventory, and also to see who the character is. Headband. Cecil absolutely could use that. He doesn't need the point of defense, but the strength will always help. Oh, speaking of Edward. There's our Edward. Unfortunately, we will not be taking Mr. Edward here today. We have no spoon. And he is not going to outclass Edge at this rate. We'll put that off. Wait, there was nothing there, that's right. Let's inspect mini talent shops. Looking for Bacchus wines. Samurai bow, that's good. I never scouted moon shops when I was up there. That might be a mistake. Lifestyle. Actually, no. We might end up taking Rosa yet, so let's hang on to that. Mute Bell no longer serves a purpose. Lightning Bolt no longer serves a purpose. Wow, have we really been going for an hour already? What do we want to do? The game might be pushing us towards the moon. I would really like something nice here. Nothing about this is good. There's literally nothing I can do about this. Oh, I should have had Cecil wait. This is fine. This is not fine. But this is fine. Bye, Rydia. Bye, Edge. Bye, Edge. Wow, you killed the 3 people who I absolutely did not want you to kill. Yang's gonna get experience no matter what. I would prefer it if he died. Party rock. Okay. We take that and we go with it. We're gonna get a treasury. That is both the good and bad thing about the hero flag. Like, your hero always going to get experience. bad. Your hero's always going to get experience. There are situations where you don't necessarily want a character to gain experience. That's the only downside to having the hero flag set. Alright. The 3 absolute worst fights are out of the way. So we just charge into Zot, not worry about it. Yeah, random battles can be disabled with the randomizer. They can also be toggled. Uh-oh, I feel Gordor is heading in a wave gate. In this room that he's making. Well, there's a Bacchus wine. There's another Bacchus wine. Honestly, if we can get our hands on a couple more Bacchus wines, just a gate to cut off the flow of the... Oh, nice. Okay. Kind of gives it the three-dimensional feeling that the lava can't actually go to wherever it is that it would visually look like it's going to. Alright, we want our characters to get experience. We will use their cabin before the boss. After that, I think we end up going to the moon. Well, Root, I was half joking about this in MST server, about Gordor and I potentially recreating all of Fusion, but I might actually do that. Just make a ton of Fusion rooms. And Sector 5 will be the bane of everyone's existence. Hi, Yang. That's 27, that's 54. He's already half dead. Yeah, death in FF4, I don't know what you're talking about. I see what you got going on here, Quarter. Hi, Rydia. Pseudo spider tracks? Yeah, I like the look of that. I can't say I like the look of the lava stacked vertically on top of each other, but you know, I already mentioned that. There's nothing we can do about that. Oh, hi, Kane. Yeah, it can't be helped. If there was a way to offset that... Make the majors to annoy OC. Good. tower key. Oh, that's disgusting. You had to do keyless tower to do Earth Crystal to get your tower key. That's... oh, ugh. Yang learned exit. Woo! Oh, that'd actually be a neat flag setting for free Enterprise. Instead of Rosa always learning exit, if Hero is set, Hero learns exit. I might pitch that idea. Hi, Ruby. This could make, you know, restricted character sets actually be more powerful. For instance, if you have to moon dive and you don't have an exit caster, your hero could bail you out in that regard. That's assuming you don't find exit items. They might always be available, I'm not sure. We did it! Yep. Why not Spider Ball? I think Spider Ball in Planets would be extremely powerful. If it's programmed like it would be in Metroid 2. What Vacant could do is, instead of having Spider Ball cling to everything like it does in 2, add in Spider Ball blocks, like you would see in Metroid Fusion, or not Metroid Fusion, Metroid Prime and Echoes. So you can't cling to everything with Spider Ball. And if possible, raise the block limit. So you can have more than 25 of a screen. The God Hand! Yang just became powerful. Yeah, more crumbles for Crumble City. Yeah, can we get that you know, that block limit raised to like 40 per screen instead of 25? Asking for a friend. All right. I don't know what they did for Samus Returns for Spider Ball. Yikes. You know what? Heck, Wyvern. Let's go on the moon. Make some blocks slippery. Oh. So Spider Ball can't cling to it. Okay. That's one way to do it. Alright, Cecil. This time we use cover strats, but we're not going to attack yet until cover strats are implemented. This is fine. That end up being more tile data for planets. Yeah, it would. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Oh, we're gonna have to go back and save after that one. That is a really bad fight. DKC at Bahamut is terrible. Well, good thing Cecil's got this Ammon armor on, right? Oh, he's almost dead. Alright. Good news is... Cecil should be able to survive 2 waves. Bad news is, both Edges and Rydia cannot survive 2 waves. And I don't think I'm going to get any healing in before that second wave hits. So what we need to do is, I think we got to make everyone sacrifice themselves and just let Yang tank all of this and heal him up as much as possible. That might be the only way we can do this. Let's find out. Oh, he does even more damage than I thought. Okay. Well, everyone survives. And by everyone, I mean the hero. Spazer is the best mistranslation of all time. And no one will ever be able to convince me otherwise. Hey, look at that. taking that heal might not have been the smartest thing, because if we get exactly the Twin Harp from this pan check... Spacer in Zero Mission is broken. Is it? I mean, beams are kind of weak in Zero Mission in general, so I'm not sure how, but... Also, that was our 10th key item, so we'll start getting it 2 shots the big jumpers. Oh. Oh. Oh, I see. Which is interesting, because beams, even when you get plasma, beams take forever to kill anything. They overcompensated when nerfing the beams in Zero Mission. Just a little bit. Okay, Zeus Gauntlet. We're going to give that to you. Wave Beam has Spacer built into it. Really? In Zero Mission? Shoots 3 projectiles at once? You know, I never even thought about that. Huh. Second adamant armor. Okay. We're gonna stick that on top edge. Graphically, so it only increases your beam damage by 1. Oh. You know what? We're actually gonna go. Let's get the sirens. Yeah, Plasma Beam, despite its ability, you have for the shortest amount of time. I forget where... Wait, is Hourglass in here? I forget where these are at. Where do we see the sirens? They were early. Are they in Kaipo? Let's check Agart. Because I know we saw the sirens very early. Might have been Kaipo. I know it's Bahamut and Sylph in Baron. There's no item shop in Mist. We never scouted the Moon Shop. Were they here? Yeah. Alright, let's go scramble some eggs. Oh, actually... Yeah, let's scramble some eggs. Eggs will be faster. Wave and Ice Beam lag Fusion pretty badly in... Here. as well. And which isn't surprising when you have to deal with damage per frame. And then you also have to deal with varying trajectories. And then the ice beam particles, that it makes a lot of sense. That wave ice plasma just wrecks the frame rate infusion. Yep, surprised by an egg. Where was that adventure? I don't remember where I saw the Avenger for sale. Yay. Yeah, I've seen a lot of hacks do that with Charge Beam in SM. And all because of Prime. We probably didn't need to use this many sirens. Alright, I know that they are not in the Fame March, because that's what the Crystal Sword was. Let's check Dwarf Castle. Maybe they were here. If I can get the Avenger here, we'll just be set for Zeromus. Another Bacchus wine would have been nice, though. That was an Excalibur, okay. Alright, this is fine. We can't count on CPU showing up on the moon, so let's just do Giant. Now, if CPU is in the Giant, then that's hilarity. shouldn't need to save here. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. I'm glad we did eggs. I am so glad we did eggs. Nice. Tell him good luck. Please stop using Rydia as a punching bag. There's weak. Oh, perfect timing on that. Oh. Did not mean to attack. Well, everyone gained a solid 5 levels after that gauntlet. The last sparkle. That means it's paled him on Mount Hobbs. my third edge. Actually, yeah, I do want his stuff because I'm going to put that bandana on Mr. Yang. Give Yang just another little boost in strength. So Power Shirt, Zeus Gauntlet. Bandana, that's 25 additional points, plus his Claw, that's another 15. So Yang is plus 40 on strength. Because you can Sector 1 Wave Gate? Are you doing Ridley's area? Yeah, I've seen your Ridley room. Would not recommend. Would not recommend. I say that making crates bad plan. Would not recommend. And that room probably isn't nearly as bad as your Ridley room. Oh, you know what? I'm not in go mode. I don't have the rat tail. Oh, crap. I don't have the hook. So I gotta actually have to full clear the moon. Also, 42,000 HP Cognazo. I think he queued up a wave. But it doesn't matter. Alright, so I really want CPU up here. Well, if we have to leave the moon, pass is handy. I know. That makes sense, right? Well, that's a third adamant armor, if, and I do mean if we get the hook. But it looks like we just had to come to the moon anyway. Oh. Here, have that. Oh, very well, game. We learned Bahamut after all. Not really. No, not really. Not really all that worth it. Alright, so we gotta backtrack to Crystal Sword Altar. If our answer is not there, we exit, save, warp, and do Mura Altar. Oh, the summon's OP, yeah, but I'm beyond the need for it. Blue game. $30-ish thousand HP that's split up between here. Not bad. Game, where's my progression? I think Twin Harp is next. I think Twin Harp has to be next. Twin Harp will get us... I'm missing a check. Oh no, Wyvern. Wyvern in the Fame March. We might still have to go through Wyvern. Okay. Wyvern has the hook. Twin Harp might have a hook, but I'm guessing Wyvern has the hook. Thanks, game. We do Twin Harp next. If it is the hook, that's our go. Also, if it's CPU, that's our go. It's possible that our CPU... You know what? We have a couple overworld boss checks we can do. Let's do that real quick. On the off chance that CPU is just a free fight up here. Nestroid bomb jumping is actually impossible. You can't do a consistent bomb jump. You can't actually IBJ in Nestroid. You can do bomb jumps, but... Typo guards. Alright, chat, looks like we're getting music. We know the answer isn't explicitly down in Luca Cave, because we got a bonk out of that check from the Warp Glitch. Our boss could be down there. CPU could be down there, but our progression is not down there. So if this isn't the hook, if this is Luca Key, then I'm very sad. Because that means we have to do Fame Arch. We have to do Wyvern. Do I have a kamikaze? Yes, I do. Here, Edge. You can die. Woohoo! A dip of the moon was required. Let's get this for the heck of it. Wyvern has the hook. Oh no. Well, good thing we're not doing that. And then the Luca key is on the rat tail. Alright, chat, it is time. Time to ask the question of, whose butt are we going to kick this evening? And then after this, we'll load up planets, and we'll do some room diving. Going with butt doesn't have a hat. Okay. Do we have a soap web? We have exactly a soap web. We'll use a Bacchus wine here. You get Zeromas for Christmas. It's Pong! Here, have this. We fired Ashura before the Big Bang. Rydia's not wearing an adamant armor, and she took 100 damage from that Big Bang. See, this is what you do when you're losing your Pong. You just rage and flip the table. That's how you win. Pongamus! You're not supposed to lose with a commanding lead like this. The only way to win Pong is not play. Oh yeah, I can see the flame now. Nice. Alright, let us do a mute, because we are going to do a swap. Let me see here, planets. Here, let's... That's better. Alright, so first up, I want to show you the room that I have been working on that has the absolute worst... Oh, we each have one called that. Alright. So this is the room I worked on last night that has the absolute worst animated export I've ever seen. So we will... These tiles are in the foreground right here, while these tiles are in the background. And then if you do just a little bit of mix and match, and I actually see a tiling error right here. There is a mushroom where it shouldn't be. I gotta fix that. Stupid touchpad on my laptop. There's that room. Let me see here. Draw front. Boom. Remove. Save. That's that room. We'll exit that. Let's go to Sector 4. This one, I'm not sure how I want to address yet. Oh, actually, copy tile, we want that because that's got to go there. I knew I forgot something with this room last night. Yeah, that's probably what it is, Root. Alright, so let's do a playtest with Morph, Bombs, and Spring. That's that room. Yeah, the actual inspiration from this room is from Fusion. I tried to mimic it as best I could. because these things right here are like glass outlines for the room, and the tile I ended up using was the wreck ship tiles. That one I think was also... No, not that one. It's that one. And that one is the vent tile. Yeah, that wreck ship, this one is almost a complete hard edge, but not quite. It's enough that it can mimic it pretty good. Unfortunately, this is probably the closest tile I can use for the design that I actually want to go for this room, because everything else is, it's pretty much like obviously not what I want. That's in the center. That's in the center. That's in the center. These are all centered. So they obviously wouldn't work. This one I could potentially use, the platform tile. Potentially. I don't know how well it would work, though, when you try and line it up. So I can give that one a look over. And then we have a room I fixed and updated last night, which I did show in the Planets Discord. I came up, simple, like, glass outline framing. And then I just did my Starry Night pattern for the stars. Oh, I didn't offset all of these. Let's do that real quick. Paint. Background. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. There's that. Oh. It's hard to see on the laptop sometimes which ones are and aren't offset. Oh, both do the same number. Okay, how are we looking over here on the ship? Looks like... oh, these are off by just a couple. So let's offset them a little bit more. Hey, Sneaks. And yeah, we just finished the free Enterprise seed. So let's save the room. So let's re-export landing site. Let's re-export our Sector 4 item room. And then let's head towards this one. Let's fix, export and fix that. Laptop touchpads are a mess, by the way. Oh no. This room, I don't know if I want to keep. This is a crazy 8-door hub. Which... it's a thing. Pretty simplistic in its design. But it reminds me of one of the Amethyst rooms. I forget who made it exactly. Which just has a ton of one-by-one doors on like either side. So I don't know if I actually want to keep this. And then for Turian, I will show you the room that I ended up making. I think I showed this off in the Planets Discord. I don't remember. Playtest. Let's do Morph. Ice Beam. Oop. Oh. Well, this is why we test. That's a thing. Huh. All right. All right, chat. We need a tile there. We need tiles on either end of the elevators here. Samus, could you just not do that? Asking for a friend? Alright, what the heck tile do we want to put there as a stopgap measure? Well, let's do this. That looks disgusting and out of place. That is amazing. Here's the vertical door you gotta deal with. Woo! And I did set high jump as a requirement for this room, but you might be able to offset that with ice beam. In fact, high jump. Yeah, I had a feeling that jump was going to be an issue. So I got to move this or this. So we got to copy that tile. All right. So I think we got to move this one down one. Samus, got a platform better. I feel like I could have made that. It's possible. The jump sucks, but it's possible. Alright. So, pathing to this door. You do not need high jump or space jump. It would definitely be convenient, but you do not need high jump or space jump. Good to know. And then obviously Morph Ball, Ice Beam missiles are required. Soft locks, what were my soft locks again? I think I needed... Yeah, okay. Export. Wow, there's duplicate... MST also has a room called Wave Goodbye? Oh, that's right, it's this room. I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that. My Wave Goodbye, probably not so good. Because it's Wave Gate, Wave Gate, Wave Gate. If you come in from any of the doors, it's Wave Gate, but once you're in, all you gotta do is shoot one. Alright, chat. It is time to build a monstrosity. What do we want to do? I don't think I want to do a boss room, because I have 2 each of Kraid and Ridley, and 1 Spore Spawn. Although the Spore Spawn room... Oh, you know what? I should show you the Spore Spawn room. Welcome to Spore Spawn's room. This room may or may not look familiar. If you've played another particular game in the series, this room may look familiar. Yeah, it's Crockemeyer. It is the Croc. Oh yeah, I was gonna try that with the liquids. No. Yeah, there is no offsetting. And then the Crockemeyer room itself can just show up as a room with a whole bunch of enemies. Every version of this room has a major. Alright. Now, back to our monstrosity. Oh yeah, always bet on Croc. Always bet on Croc. I'm a Super Metroid runner. I know all the memes. Alright, what kind of a shape do we want to do with this room, chat? I'll let you decide the shape. We can add and remove screens as we feel the need to. All screens eventually have to be connected. Yeah, I've done the same, TAU. Hex shaped. What do you mean, Sneaks? That's a W, right? We can actually reverse this and make it a pitchfork. Just go one up the middle, take one off the end, and put a couple down here. We have a pitchfork. No one has done the frigate from Prime yet? Yeah, Prime frigate, little difficult. The easiest one is obviously Hydro Access Tunnel. Alright, we need some doors in this monstrosity. Let's see here. We want to go up here. Let's go up here. Let's go up here. Let's go here. Let's go here. Why not? All the doors. Actually, no. Let's remove that door. More Echo's landing site. I'm not going to speak for Baja, but I have a feeling Baja would be the one to take that up. That's my guess. Alright, let's change our door skins. And then, so we can get a basic room save here. There we go. Yeah, Prime 3 has too many landing sites, but there's like, what, 6 different planets? So that actually just kind of makes sense. Alright. That would be Kaizo-esque, and I have a feeling that would just turn a lot of people off. We don't need a way to instant kill. Pain, though? We can do pain. Alright. What do we want to do? Oh, I guess one way we can solve this. Chat, what area do we want to set this for? Norfair? I guess we can do Norfair. Alright, so if we're going to do Norfair, then that means we have the need for bubbles. And for green and purple. Whatever the heck these tiles are. All right. Yeah, I don't actually really play Zero Mission that much, so that's not a good metric. All right, so we want to start from... which door do we want to start from? Let's start from this door. This door will be easy enough to start from. Oh, I have an idea what we can call this room. W. No, W. There we go. Get it? Because the room looks like a W. W. Oh, I love the English language. You can make so many bad jokes with it. A maze room. I haven't made a maze room yet. Ooh, an idea presents itself. We want to go like so. There we have the basis for Samus to get up here. How do we want to get to this door? I'm thinking space jump as a requirement for this door. And I think maybe we can have no requirements for the other three. So this door requires space jump. These three require nothing. Except just to get to them. Alright, so I think... Oh. I know what could be a really annoying maze room. And oh boy, it would be annoying. And I'm not going to do it. Alright, so we want optional hazards. Let's have background. We're going to need 4 tanks for this room. Just because of the sheer size of it. Alright, keep that open. I have an idea. We're going to start mixing in bubbles for like the inner areas. And then we'll do different colored bubbles for over here. Probably background tiles, actually. Actually, I could probably just make them background tiles in general. Just different colored. So we'll do purple for like foreground or main layer. And we'll do like green for background. I'll have to change the shade of the green. So players don't get confused and think they're solid. And you know they will. Welcome back, Root. Alright. How do we want the platforming to go up here? Oh. Simple. Like that. What sort of room am I making? Well, a silly one, I guess. It's going to be Norfair. Because, you know, there's not enough Norfair. Oh. One thing we can put in here. A map scanner. And we can actually put that plop right there. Right in the middle. More rooms with map scanners. I do have one, my lava bath, that has a map scanner, and that has the tendency to generate, but now that more map scanners are in the pool, it hasn't shown up as much. Fiendsy's Fire and Ice Room, I believe, one example. Alright, so if we do that, and then we do that, that side will require high jump. This one will not. And we will keep that. Oh, nice. Yeah, I haven't actually added a map scanner room since like one of my initial releases, and I only had, I think I only had the one. So I'll probably add more map scanner rooms. Playtest. Spring ball. I think spring ball. Okay. As expected. So add high jump. I have an idea. We will hard require spring ball for this. Because... No, not an enemy. We're going to put an item right there. That item hard requires high jump spring ball. Morph ball. That may be possible, Root. Yeah, that might be possible. And honestly, that's fine. There's starting to become enough room variety that I don't think that's an issue. Like, I really don't think that's an issue. Like, my room pack right now just crossed 100 rooms this last week. A lot of them are, well, I'd say probably about half are 1x1 transition rooms. So that's kind of skewing the metric a little bit. Here, let's take our first save of the room. There we go. And there isn't really going to be much for Samus to do up this side. We'll have her climb up this side, up to the door. Let me see here. We want to do... We'll do that. Ooh, this is an idea. And then we want her to run over here. Without high jump, what's the distance? Oh wow, that ceiling bonk actually made that one easily possible. I have a feeling high jump on might make this difficult, although you can just get up to it from here with high jump. Okay, yeah. You've been saying that about every room, Gabe. It's fine. And then we want... Oh. That. Okay, and then we add in... Oh, yeah, there we go. So now we want to add in some bubbles. Let's see here. Let's remove these. And then, boop. Oh. Fill. Boom, boom. Oh, actually, we need to add in our solid tile as a possible tile. Now, boom, boom. And because these are not full solid, what we will do is copy tile, switch to front layer, boom. That's fine. That's fine. And then go back to main layer and just replace those with solids. Yeah, I know what you mean, Root. I kind of feel the same way. Copy tile, switch to front. But it is what it is. Yeah, I would actually like 8 mix. 8 in the mix, because that would give enough variety. Like 5 seems like it's a little arbitrary. There might be performance issues. I know. Yeah, it is also a power 2. I know that if you do a fill with a max of 5 and it's kind of a large fill, it does actually hang the game, the game a little bit. So there might just be a resource issue with trying to do as many as there is, and maybe that's why Vacant could probably answer that better. Oop. But if my potato office laptop that's 1.1 gigahertz with a gigabyte of RAM can run Planets, then I think we'll be okay. Might be using a recursive fill algorithm? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. And if that's the case, then, I totally get that. Oop. Here, let's see if we can... There, that's better. rooms. That's right, corridor. We are building rooms. Okay. We're going to trash this palette. And we're going to copy this one. So we'll do that. And which green is this? What's that green? Okay. And then we'll just make that transparent. So that way, when we do bubbles for our background, they should be pretty obvious that they're background tiles. You know, knock on wood. Yep, that it is. All right. Oh, let's do a fork in the road. There we go. And then we can just do our fill. We're actually going to add in random blanks. Fill, boom, boom. And then we'll just sprinkle in a couple. All right, so we need and then do front layer, copy the bubbles, boom, 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 boom. Oh. Okay. Oh, you mean Sarah's? Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's do this. Oh, that might be too high. No, that's fine. Typically when I make vertical doors and I have stuff like this, I use these as shop blocks. I don't think I'm going to use these as shop blocks this time. We'll just do that. Good night, TAU. Sleep is important. Can confirm. Sleep well, TAU. Probably see you tomorrow. I don't know what the plan is yet for tomorrow, but I imagine something will happen. Alright, so now we will add this. We'll add in a double dose. Fill. Boom, 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 boom. I know that feeling sneaks. Oh. Oh, yep. That makes sense. Copy tile. Boom. Tonight will be my last night of work for this week. And then I get a glorious 4 days off. It's going to feel great. Alright, so now, how do we want to make spaceship required for this? I think we just make a wide area. And I can just put like a platform down here. Alright, you go here. I will say, for those who actually want to get into planets, the actual editor is so easy to use. It's very user friendly. You may not necessarily understand everything, but it is extremely user friendly. I would recommend this over anything else I've used, and for over many years of ROM hacking and editing in general. Why does this not look centered? Like, I know it's centered, but why does this map scanner not look like it's centered? Alright, we'll put this up to here. We'll have this just go... Spacer plasma is broken. Well, I mean, duh, I guess. In SM, it's broken. Overshot it. Fill. Boom. Boom. Alright, copy tile, we want... Oh. That's actually fine. Copy tile, this one, front layer. surprisingly easy on this batch. Okay. And then there. See how easy that was? Now, background. This one, we want this, two of these, and this, fill, boom. Let me see here. We want to randomly sub in this on the background layer, and we will randomly replace a whole bunch of the big boys. There. We have a Norfair room. Chat, what do you think of this monstrosity? Would not recommend Murder Beam. Let's actually turn on layer view. A diffusion start? Oh. It is no bueno. No bueno for diffusion. Oh, we can mix that up. Save. Okay, now pathing. Soft locks. There are no soft locks to worry about when entering. That requires nothing. Morph. Spring. High jump. Morph. Spring. High jump. Morph. Spring. High jump. Morph, spring, high jump, and then obviously you just need morph ball to get back from any of these. This one, however, morph and space jump. And then we'll do space jump, space jump, space jump. All right. You don't need bombs. It's an open item. Bombs are not needed. See? Completely open. Save. Capture. Oh, wait, no. Before we call this room done. Before we call this room done. I mean, he can. He doesn't have to. But he can. Paint. Alright. We're going to go for this one. We want 5 frames, speed 1, so we want this red and this green. This is our base. I think we can just do this. Yeah. All right. Paint. Let me see here. We're on the back layer, so we want and then we're going to come through and offset these. So then that way there is enough visual variance going on. Hopefully it's not too noisy. I always worry about making a background too noisy. That's always a fear I have when making backgrounds. Let's turn on layer view. Like even with these bubbles now, I worry that this might be too noisy. Like if you use dark colors, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But I still worry that it could be like visual overload, and some players might have an issue with it, which is fine. I get that, and I try to accommodate that if I can. All right, so now what we want to do, let's offset you. And keep you at 0. Let's put you at 3. Put you at 4. And if we just offset them a little bit, they're not all on the same cycle. This will give a little bit of... Oh. Yeah. Color blindness is always going to be an issue. I don't know how to necessarily change that accessibility thing for my room design. Using a mixture of it. Oh, that's actually something I can do here. So we'll do another 5 frame at speed 1. This time we're going to keep the red constant, and then we'll switch the green out. So we'll do and then paint on that palette. you know, since I have layer view on, I wonder how much of this is actually going to show through because of the in the foreground that will inevitably be pulsating. It's gonna be an interesting room. And then when you combine the wavy effect from the hazards, oh man, this room might actually be too much. Please send your complaints to the complaint department. We will catapult them into the sun and get to them when we at our first available convenience. Complaint department. Yep. Sneaks, I'm gonna name you head of the complaint department. Deal with things as you see fit. All right, now. Chat, this is what happens when I have too much power. I make bad decisions. Actually, how does this look? Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I am excited about this room. If I try and do an animated export of this, I'm pretty sure this will be another seizure-inducing clusterfuck. So let's do that as a test, and we'll see how it looks. And may or may not show it off. Let me see here. Like, I'm relative... Like, this room, through the animated export, I have a feeling will be just as bad as my up and down. And could actually legit cause photogenic reactions. Should be fine gameplay-wise, though. These will be offset just enough. So it doesn't look like they're all on the same cycle. We'll do 1 for you. We'll do 4 for you. I can only imagine how many frames of animation this room is going to take. Save room. Export. Well, this one's taking a minute. I mean, maybe it's trying. Room image saved. Okay. Let's examine how this room looks. Oh wow, surprisingly, it looks like it came out all right. All right, just need to add enemies now, and we can call this room good. So, enemies. Being a Norfair room, we need Ripper 2s. So we'll put a Ripper 2 down there. Let's see here. Sweeps, there's no lava, so these guys don't make sense. We need Novas. No bug refills. Let's add in some multis. Like, I actually suspect the multi-violas could be used to bypass the space jump requirement over here, but that's whatever. We're going to change your palette. We are going to change... Oh, let me see here. We need some... we need some disc gigas. We'll add in a couple. And then we'll add in a couple Garudas. We'll add in another Ripper sequel. And I think we can call this one good. Yep, I think you're... well, maybe I did say burritos, but I think you're also hungry as fuck. Both can be true. Both can be true. Alright, chat, we did it. We made a room. This beautiful monstrosity. And it's called W. All right, chat. I gotta get ready for work. So this is perfect timing. I'm going to cut stream. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I will update my room pack and upload it. But for now, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.